Hello, my name is Waylon Lewis, and every week we'll bring you a new podcast with Elephant Journal. Hey friends, this is Waylon. I am a Buddhist and I often talk about meditation. I am an environmentalist. I often talk about how plastic is toxic, awful for our world. I am a journalist. I often talk about how social media and conspiracy theories are often bad for our minds. So I wanted to kind of wrap all that up in one little video that hopefully is just practical and helpful. So I want to talk about 4 ways to clean our mind. Now there's the blue zone ways, there's different advice everywhere. I want to just talk about practical stuff we can do, especially in this age of sort of social media craziness and conspiracies, and addictions and fears and stressors and crazy politics and, all manner of things. So what can we do every day? All right, first I would say replace social media, not completely. None of this needs to be black and white or extreme, but replace social media or partisan, liberal, conservative news or entertainment channels. Just replace that with good journalism. So good journalism often will look like public news, public journalism, but this can also apply to entertainment. So try to watch some quality. Quality, again, doesn't have to be highbrow. It can be fun. It can be crazy. But, support PBS, support BBC, support NPR, support New York Times. Many people think New York Times is super conservative if you're progressive or super liberal if you're conservative. But, the journalism in the New York Times is generally pretty solid, and they correct themselves generally if they mess up. So if you hate the New York Times, maybe try reading it because your idea about it may be different than the reality. I think they do great journalism. If you just can't do that, find some other quality, hopefully local journalism, but support it, because not only are you cleaning your mind by replacing all this craziness with journalism or quality, but you're supporting quality instead of craziness. Number 2, meditate. Meditating isn't just sitting around doing nothing. It's actively disengaging from our storylines, from our stress, and coming back to the present moment. Do that in the morning when you first wake up. Do that in the evening, right before you go to bed. And then before and after, dedicate the merit. So that's sort of a Buddhist phrase, but the idea is that you're not just doing it for yourself in your mind, you're doing it for all sentient beings and for our planet and for your children and for your grandchildren or for your, community's future. Number 3, nature. Whether you want to be active or not, obviously being physically active in some way is helpful, but it could look like gardening. It could look like reading by a stream. It could look like hiking. But whatever it is, be present with nature. Even if you're just sitting out in your backyard that hopefully you don't bury in pesticides and poison and plastic weed barriers and crap like that, just be present with nature and you'll find that your mind relaxes, opens, insights occur. All right, number 4 in ways to clean our mind. Now, for me, processing with loved ones or friends or community is super helpful. That doesn't mean you need to be hanging your dirty laundry in public, which I think is sort of a uptight, old-fashioned notion. But it does mean that communicating and processing with your loved one, with your partner, with your best friends, with your community, with your barista, with anyone in the world, you can do so delicately, you can do so respectfully. You never want to be talking trash about anyone. The point is you want to be going through kind of your experience on a emotional level, on a confusion level, and kind of resolving or unwinding that. And, often all I'm doing is just replying when people say, "How are you?" I say, "Oh." And then, the next time someone says, "How are you?" I say, "Well, I'm okay." And then the third time I say, things have been up and down, or, whatever. So every single time someone asks you how you are when you're in community, when you're at the farmer's market, whatever, your brain starts wrapping itself around your life. And before you know it, you start being able to say, well, things are good. We're doing this, we're doing that. This is a challenge. You start being able to kind of process and wrap your brain around your emotional life reality. And before you know it, insights, relaxation versus stress, good things start happening. So those are 4 ways. One is journalism or quality books or whatever it is that you're putting into your brain instead of crap. And supporting that stuff is important. Number 2 is meditation, morning and evening. That can include the Buddhist practice of Tonglen. You can look that up on Elephant Journal, where you're directly processing fear or stress. But you need to sandwich that between basic shamatha. You look up meditation instruction on elephantjournal.com. So meditation, morning and evening when you first wake up, right before you go to bed. I've talked about this before, but it's timeless. So welcome to timeless things that help. They certainly help me. And then nature, just spending time in nature, whether it's a hike, whether it's a jog, whether it's a bike ride, whether it's sitting in your backyard reading, sitting in a park reading, picnic, gardening. And then number 4 is community or friends or loved one and processing with them. Those of you who have participated in Elephant Academy or read Elephant Journal for years or have your own practice or doing pretty well, a lot of this is redundant. But we have to remember that so many of us, including myself, right now the world is a little nuts because we elected a madman who is toxic, who is a con man, who is all that. And, because of climate crisis and because of all kinds of things, right? So we need to actively kind of clean our mind. And by that, I don't mean like we need to be pure. What I mean is we need to come back to our basic human goodness. So number 5, the sort of bonus one might be Maitri, M-A-I-T-R-I. You can look that up on elephantjournal.com. But it means not just processing with our community, our loved ones, but processing with ourself, being kind to yourself. But being kind has to include being honest. And that's the same as when we talk with friends. So whether we're talking with friends or with ourself, doing Maitri, being kind to ourselves, honesty is part of that. That's part of journalism. That's part of all of life. We can't just kind of believe in magical thinking in the bad sense. We actually have to engage in how we actually feel. That takes vulnerability, and vulnerability takes bravery, and bravery takes a longing to be genuine and to be happy and to be kind, not just with ourselves, but with all sentient beings. So ultimately, this is about, as Buddhists might say, creating a more enlightened society. Do we make mistakes? Do we have problems? Is the world an intense place? Is a lot of our finances or our domestic life uncertain? Yes. This is why we actively engage in these 4 or 5 things. So finally, it's on Elephant, but I'll relay a little meditation instruction. So you basically just take a great posture every morning. You dedicate the merit with a little bow. So you say, what I'm doing is to be of benefit to myself, to others, to our planet, to everyone. Friends, enemies, people I don't really know, to everything. You want to help wake up everyone, not just yourself. And then you find your breath in and out. You can put your eyes sort of 45 degrees open. We're not trying to shut the world out. And then a thought might arise. I want a cookie. I hate cookies. I love cookies. I don't have any cookies, whatever. And you label that thought, good, bad, happy, sad, label it. Thinking, oh, I'm just thinking about cookies. Thinking, and you return to your breath. You do that again and again and again and again. That's meditation. At the end of your meditation session, you again dedicate the merit. You say, okay, by this merit, may everyone wake up. And then you're done. And that can be a couple minutes, but usually you want to meditate at least 5 minutes. You'll want to have a good relaxed posture. You want to breathe, keep those eyes open. We're not trying to shut the world out. If you want to check out Tonglen, Tonglen on elephantjournal.com, that's a further practice to more directly engage in stress or confusion or fear or sadness or grief, anything. Then you go about your day. And same at night. You just do that. and then you go to bed. And you go to bed with a clear mind. You go about your day with a clear mind. And again, a clean, clear mind just means you're open, you're present, you're enjoying your life, you're living it. So I hope this has been helpful. If you want more, you can, get our newsletter, which is free. My name is Waylon Lewis. I'm the founder of Elephant. I've been doing it for 22 years now, 23. And please just support quality, independent, mindful journalism and media, and read some books, get offline, get a little nature time, get a little meditation time, get a little community or friend or loved one processing time, and be kind to yourself and be honest with yourself. I hope you're all well, and I send my best to you. Jolly good luck out there. Thank you.